Beloved, before this day begins, I want you to pause for a moment and breathe in the presence of God. No matter what burden followed you into this morning, no matter what fear tried to whisper to your heart through the night, the Lord has already gone before you. There is a divine protection surrounding your life right now. Heaven is not silent concerning you. God is watching over you with mercy, power, and unfailing love. Psalm 34 carries a promise that can calm every anxious soul. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. This means you are not walking alone today. The presence of God surrounds your home, your family, your future, and every step you will take. Even in seasons you cannot understand, God has assigned heavenly protection over your life. So as you listen to this prayer, allow your spirit to rest in the faithfulness of God. Let every fear break. Let every heaviness leave your heart. This is not just another morning. This is a moment of divine covering, divine peace, and divine reassurance from the Lord. Stay with me in this prayer, because I believe God is about to refresh your soul, strengthen your spirit, and remind you that his angels are standing guard around you. Even now, beloved, as this new morning begins, take a deep breath and allow your heart to become still before the Lord. Before the noise of the day rises around you, before the pressures of life begin to speak to your mind, remember that God has already surrounded you with his presence. You are not entering this day alone. You are not waking up without divine help. The Lord who watches over heaven and earth has his eyes upon you even now, and his peace is resting gently upon your life. There are moments when fear tries to enter quietly into the soul. Sometimes it comes through uncertainty about tomorrow. Sometimes it comes through battles you never expected to fight. Sometimes it comes through disappointments that wounded your spirit deeply. Yet even in those moments, the Word of God reminds us that the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. What a comforting promise this is for every weary heart this morning. Heaven itself is standing watch over you. God has placed divine protection around your life that no darkness can overcome. The Lord sees every burden you carried into this morning. He sees the silent tears that nobody else noticed. He sees the hidden battles that you struggle to explain. He sees the nights when anxiety tried to steal your peace, and the moments when discouragement whispered that you would never overcome. Yet through all of it, God has remained faithful. Even when you could not see his hand, he was guiding you. Even when you felt alone, his angels were surrounding you. Even when fear tried to convince you that you were abandoned, heaven was still guarding your life with perfect care. Allow your soul to rest in that truth today. You do not have to live in fear of what may happen tomorrow. You do not have to carry the weight of every unanswered question. God is already standing in the places you have not reached yet. He is already preparing the way before you. He is already surrounding your family, your home, your children, your future, and every detail connected to your life. There is no danger greater than his protection. There is no darkness stronger than his light. There is no attack that can remove you from his loving care. The Lord knows how easily the human heart becomes troubled. He knows how quickly fear can spread through the mind when life feels uncertain. But God did not create you to live under constant anxiety. He created you to dwell in his peace. He created you to rest under his covering. He created you to walk through life with confidence in his presence. This is why his word continually reminds us not to fear. Fear weakens the spirit, but faith awakens the soul to the reality that God is near. This morning, may every fearful thought begin to lose its power over your mind. May every heavy emotion that tried to weigh down your spirit begin to lift in the presence of God. The Lord is your refuge and your safe place. He is your protector in times of trouble. He is your shelter when storms rise around you. Even when circumstances feel unstable, God remains unshaken. Even when people fail you, God remains faithful. Even when the future feels unclear, the Lord continues to guide your steps with wisdom and love. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him. Think about the beauty of that promise. It means God's protection is not distant. It is near. It surrounds you continually. His presence stands watch over your life day and night. While you sleep, he remains awake. While you rest, he continues to guard your soul. While you walk through difficult seasons, heaven is actively protecting you in ways you cannot even see. There are dangers God has already delivered you from without your knowledge. There are battles that never reached you because his angels stood in the way. There are moments when God quietly redirected your path because he saw what was ahead. His protection has followed you throughout your life, even in seasons when you did not recognize it. Looking back now, you can see how the Lord carried you through moments that should have broken you. You can see how His mercy preserved your life again and again. Perhaps there were times when you thought you would never recover from the pain you experienced. Perhaps there were seasons when fear consumed your thoughts so heavily that peace felt impossible to find. Yet here you are today, still standing by the grace of God, still breathing because His mercy sustained you, still moving forward because His hand never left your life. The Lord has been faithful through every chapter of your story. As this morning unfolds, let your heart become anchored in the confidence that God is near. Let your spirit become calm in the assurance that heaven is watching over you. The enemy may try to create fear around you, but fear does not have authority over your life. God alone holds your future. God alone defines your destiny. God alone has the final word over every situation you face. The Lord wants you to live with the awareness that His presence goes before you. When you walk into uncertain situations, He is already there. When you face challenges that seem overwhelming, He stands beside you with strength. When you feel weak and weary, He renews your spirit with fresh grace. You do not have to carry your burdens alone because the Lord Himself is carrying you. Sometimes God protects us in ways we immediately recognize, and other times His protection works quietly behind the scenes. There are prayers He answers without us even realizing it. There are dangers He removes before we ever encounter them. There are battles fought in the spiritual realm on our behalf while we remain unaware. Heaven is far more active around your life than you understand. Beloved, do not allow fear to convince you that you are vulnerable and abandoned. You belong to God. His hand is upon you. His Spirit lives within you. His angels surround those who trust in Him. Even in moments when you feel emotionally exhausted, spiritually drained, or physically weak, God remains your defender. He has not forgotten you. He has not turned away from you. His eyes remain fixed upon your life with compassion and care. The peace of God is available to you right now. Not a temporary peace based on circumstances, but a deep and lasting peace that comes from knowing the Lord is in control. The world may shift around you. Unexpected situations may arise. Challenges may come without warning. Yet the presence of God remains constant through it all. His peace becomes an anchor for the soul during every storm. There is something powerful about beginning the morning in the presence of God. Before fear has a chance to speak loudly, choose to listen to the voice of the Lord. His voice speaks peace over your mind. His voice speaks comfort over your heart. His voice reminds you that you are protected, loved, and never alone. When the soul becomes quiet before God, strength begins to rise again within the spirit. The angel of the Lord stands guard over your life. What a beautiful assurance to carry into this day. You may not see the angels around you with your natural eyes, but heaven is active on behalf of God's people. The Lord commands His angels concerning those who trust Him. He surrounds His children with protection that cannot be measured by human understanding. As you go through this day, may you walk with holy confidence instead of fear. May you move forward knowing that God's hand is upon you. May every anxious thought be replaced with quiet trust. May every troubled emotion surrender to the peace of Christ. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are deeply loved by the one who created you and watches over your life continually. The Lord desires to heal the places within your heart where fear has lived for too long. Some fears were created through painful experiences. Some came through disappointments. Some developed because of uncertainty about the future. Yet God's perfect love drives out fear. His presence restores safety to the soul. His Spirit reminds you that your life is secure in His hands. Even now, the Lord is strengthening you inwardly. He is calming your thoughts. He is lifting heaviness from your spirit. He is reminding you that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Darkness cannot overcome the light of God surrounding your life. Fear cannot remain where the peace of Christ begins to rule the heart. There are moments when life feels overwhelming, but God never becomes overwhelmed. There are situations that confuse us, but nothing confuses the Lord. He understands every detail of your journey completely. He knows exactly what you need. He knows how to guide you through every challenge ahead. Trust Him even when you cannot see the entire path clearly. The Lord is your protector when you feel vulnerable. He is your refuge when life feels unstable. He is your peace when anxiety tries to rise. He is your strength when exhaustion weakens your spirit. The angel of the Lord surrounds those who fear him because God cares deeply about his children. His love is not distant or cold. It is personal, attentive, and faithful. As this morning prayer settles into your spirit, may you become deeply aware of God's nearness. May your heart feel comforted by his promises. May your soul rest under the shadow of his wings. Let every fear be surrendered into his hands. Let every burden be placed before him. Let every anxious thought bow before the authority of Christ. The Lord is watching over your family. He is watching over your loved ones. He is watching over your home and your future. Even now, his angels are standing guard in ways you may never fully understand in this life. Heaven is not distant from your situation. God is actively involved in every detail concerning you. Rest in his protection today. Rest in his faithfulness today. Rest in the assurance that you are surrounded by divine mercy and care. The Lord who protected you yesterday will remain faithful tomorrow. The God who carried you through past storms will continue to sustain you in every season ahead. His love does not fail. His promises do not break. His presence never leaves those who trust in him, beloved. As this quiet morning begins to unfold, bring your heart gently before the Lord and allow his presence to settle over your spirit like a calm and peaceful river. There are moments in life when uncertainty feels heavy upon the soul. There are seasons when fear quietly tries to enter the mind and steal the peace God intended for his children to carry. Sometimes the future seems unclear, prayers feel delayed, and challenges appear larger than our strength. Yet even in those moments, the Lord remains faithful, steady, and near to every heart that calls upon him. God never promised that life would be free from storms, but he did promise that his presence would remain with us through every storm we face. When fear rises around you, remember that fear does not come from the heart of God. The Lord speaks peace to troubled hearts. He brings calmness to anxious minds. He gently reminds his children that they are never walking alone. Even now, as you listen to this prayer, heaven is surrounding your life with mercy, protection, and divine comfort. Trusting God in times of fear is not always easy for the human heart. There are days when emotions become overwhelming and questions seem endless. There are nights when the mind refuses to rest because of worries about tomorrow. Yet the Lord lovingly invites you to place your trust in him again. He does not ask you to carry every burden by yourself. He asks you to bring your fears into his presence and allow his peace to cover your soul. The Lord sees every hidden concern resting inside your heart today. He sees the fears you have never spoken aloud. He understands the weight you have been carrying silently. Nothing about your life is hidden from him. He knows the uncertainty you feel about your future. He knows the situations that have left your spirit weary. He knows the battles that have caused sleepless nights and restless thoughts. Yet through it all, God remains your refuge and your safe place. There is peace that comes when the soul finally realizes that God is in control. Human understanding is limited, but the wisdom of God sees every detail clearly. The Lord already knows what tomorrow holds. He already stands in the places that seem uncertain to you. Before you ever arrive at your next challenge, God's grace is already waiting there. Before you face your next battle, his strength has already gone before you. Fear often grows when we focus too much on what could go wrong instead of remembering who God is. But the Lord invites you this morning to lift your eyes above the storm and fix your heart upon his faithfulness. He has carried you through difficult seasons before, and he will carry you again. He has never abandoned you in the past, and he will not begin now. The same God who protected you yesterday continues to hold your life securely in his hands today. Sometimes fear speaks loudly through painful experiences. A disappointment, a betrayal, an unexpected loss, or a difficult season can leave deep wounds inside the heart. Those wounds can quietly create anxiety about the future. But the Lord desires to heal those places within you. He wants to restore peace where fear once lived. He wants to calm the anxious thoughts that continue to trouble your spirit. His love is able to reach every wounded place inside the soul. Beloved, you do not have to understand everything in order to trust God. Faith is not built upon seeing every answer clearly. Faith is learning to rest in the goodness of God, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. There are moments when the Lord leads his children one step at a time, because he desires them to depend upon his voice daily. Even when you cannot see the entire road ahead, God is still guiding your steps carefully. This morning, May every fearful thought begin to lose its power over your life. May every anxious emotion become quiet in the presence of Christ. The Lord has not forgotten your prayers. He has not ignored your tears. He has not overlooked your struggles. Heaven is deeply aware of everything you are carrying today. Even in silence, God is working behind the scenes in ways you cannot yet understand. Trusting God means believing that His timing is perfect, even when waiting feels difficult. Sometimes the Lord delays certain answers because He is preparing something greater than you expected. Sometimes He closes doors because His protection is keeping you from unnecessary pain. Sometimes He leads you through uncomfortable seasons because He is strengthening your spirit and deepening your faith. The enemy often tries to use uncertainty to create fear within the heart. But fear is not your portion as a child of God. The Lord has given you His spirit of peace, power, and love. Even when circumstances around you appear unstable, God Himself remains unshaken. His promises remain true. His mercy remains constant. His faithfulness continues from generation to generation. As this new day begins, allow your soul to rest in the certainty that God is already making a way for you. He is opening doors you cannot yet see. He is arranging circumstances according to His purpose. He is protecting you from dangers hidden from your understanding. Even when life feels confusing, heaven remains perfectly ordered under the authority of God. There are spiritual battles that cannot always be seen with natural eyes. There are moments when the enemy tries to attack through discouragement, fear, temptation, confusion, or emotional exhaustion. Yet the Lord never leaves His children defenseless. God fights for those who trust in Him. His power is greater than every force that comes against your life. His authority reigns above every darkness. Deliverance from hidden battles often begins quietly in the presence of God. Sometimes the greatest victories happen deep within the soul, where fear loses its grip and peace begins to rise again. The Lord knows the battles you cannot explain to others. He understands the spiritual heaviness that sometimes tries to rest upon your heart. He sees the invisible struggles that have drained your strength, yet even there, His hand reaching toward you with healing and restoration. The Lord is your defender in battles you do not fully understand. He sees every attack before it reaches you. He knows every scheme formed against your peace, yet none of those things are greater than His power. Darkness cannot overcome the light of God. Fear cannot remain where His presence begins to dwell richly within the heart. There are moments when spiritual attacks come through confusion and hopelessness. The enemy wants people to believe they are abandoned, forgotten, or defeated. But those lies lose their power when the truth of God fills the soul. You belong to the Lord. Your life is covered by His mercy. Your future rests safely in His hands. No hidden battle is stronger than the power of Christ working within you. The Lord is able to deliver you from things you cannot even identify fully. Sometimes people feel heavy without understanding why. Sometimes discouragement settles over the mind unexpectedly. Sometimes fear rises without clear explanation. Yet God sees the deeper spiritual realities that human eyes cannot always recognize. He knows how to bring freedom where heaviness has existed for too long. Beloved, the Lord desires to strengthen your spirit today. He wants to remind you that you are not fighting your battles alone. Heaven is actively working on your behalf. Angels move according to the command of God. The Spirit of the Lord surrounds His children continually. Even now, God is bringing peace into places where fear once ruled your thoughts. Do not become discouraged because of hidden struggles. Do not believe the lie that you will remain trapped forever in anxiety, fear, or emotional exhaustion. The Lord is able to restore joy to weary hearts. He is able to bring clarity where confusion existed. He is able to renew strength where weakness has lingered for too long. Sometimes spiritual attacks try to make people feel isolated and disconnected from God. But feelings are not always truth. Even in moments when His presence feels distant, God remains near. Even when prayers seem unanswered, heaven is still listening carefully. The Lord never abandons His children during difficult seasons. This morning, may the peace of Christ begin to flow deeply through your mind and emotions. May every hidden burden become lighter in His presence. May every spiritual heaviness begin to break through the power of God. The Lord is not intimidated by your struggles. He is not overwhelmed by your fears. His strength is more than enough for every battle you face. The Lord desires to fill your heart with confidence again. Fear has stolen enough of your peace. Anxiety has occupied enough of your thoughts. Discouragement has drained enough of your strength. This is the time to return your focus to the faithfulness of God. He has carried you this far, and He will continue to sustain you through every season ahead. There is freedom in surrendering every fear into the hands of God. You were never created to carry the weight of life alone. The Lord invites you to release your burdens before Him and trust that He is able to care for every detail concerning you. When the soul finally rests in God's care, peace begins to replace striving and calmness fills the heart again. Even now, the Lord is strengthening areas within your life that felt weak and unstable. He is healing emotional wounds that fear tried to deepen. He is renewing your faith where disappointment caused discouragement. He is breathing fresh hope into places that once felt empty and exhausted. The Spirit of God is gentle with weary hearts. He does not crush those who are struggling. He comes near with compassion, comfort, and healing. He understands your weakness completely, yet His love remains constant toward you. There is no fear too deep for His peace to overcome. There is no hidden battle too strong for His power to break. As you continue through this day, carry the assurance that God walks beside you. When uncertainty tries to rise, remember His faithfulness. When fear whispers to your mind, remember His promises. When spiritual heaviness tries to return, remember that the Lord Himself fights for His children. His peace will guard your heart. His strength will sustain your spirit. His presence will remain near to you through every moment of this day. Beloved, as this new morning gently unfolds, allow your heart to become quiet before the Lord. Before the responsibilities of the day begin to speak loudly to your mind, before worries attempt to steal your peace, pause for a moment and rest in the presence of God. There is a calmness that only the Lord can give. It is deeper than emotions, stronger than fear, and more powerful than every uncertainty surrounding your life. The peace of God is not temporary comfort for a moment. It is a divine covering that steadies the soul through every season. So many people move through life carrying invisible burdens. Some carry anxiety about the future. Some carry sorrow hidden deep within the heart. Some carry exhaustion from battles that never seem to end. Yet the Lord sees every weary soul with compassion. He understands the struggles that others cannot see. He knows the heaviness resting upon your heart today. Even now, His presence is reaching toward you with mercy, comfort, and strength. There is safety in the presence of God that the world cannot provide. Human strength is limited. Circumstances often change without warning. People sometimes disappoint us, and life can feel uncertain. But the Lord remains faithful through every changing season. His presence becomes a shelter for the weary and a refuge for troubled hearts. When everything around you feels unstable, God remains unshaken. The Lord desires for His children to live with peace inside their souls, not a peace built upon perfect circumstances, but a peace rooted in His faithfulness. There will always be situations in life that we cannot control. There will always be questions without immediate answers. Yet the soul that rests in God discovers a calmness that remains even during difficult seasons. This morning, the Lord is inviting you to lay down every burden you have been carrying alone. You were never created to live under constant pressure and fear. God did not design your heart to remain trapped in anxiety. He desires for you to experience the safety and peace found in His presence. When the soul becomes still before Him, strength begins to rise again. Perhaps there have been nights when fear would not allow your mind to rest. Perhaps there have been mornings when discouragement greeted you, before hope had a chance to rise. Yet even through those difficult moments, the Lord has remained beside you. He has watched over you through every storm. He has sustained you during every painful season. Even when you felt weak, His grace continued to carry you. Beloved, there is strength available for you today in the presence of God. Not merely physical strength, but strength deep within the spirit. The kind of strength that allows the heart to remain steady when life becomes difficult. The kind of strength that gives peace during uncertainty. The kind of strength that keeps faith alive even when answers seem delayed. The Lord understands how easily fear tries to enter the human heart. He knows how quickly worry can grow when circumstances feel uncertain, but He continually reminds His children not to be afraid because His presence remains with them. Fear loses its power when the soul remembers who God is. Anxiety begins to fade when faith rises again within the heart. There is healing that takes place when people spend time quietly in the presence of God. The noise of fear begins to fade. The heaviness of worry becomes lighter. The soul slowly remembers that heaven is still in control. Sometimes the greatest miracle is not an immediate change in circumstances, but the peace God gives while walking through difficult seasons. The Lord wants you to know today that you are safe in His care. Even when the future feels unclear, God remains your protector. Even when life becomes overwhelming, His arms continue to hold you securely. Nothing happening around you has caught heaven by surprise. The Lord already knows every detail of your journey, and He continues to guide your steps faithfully. As you listen to this prayer, may every troubled thought begin to settle in the peace of Christ. May every anxious emotion become quiet before the presence of God. The Lord is near to you right now. His Spirit is surrounding your heart with comfort and rest. He is gently reminding you that you do not have to face this day alone. There is something deeply beautiful about resting in the presence of God without striving. The world constantly pushes people towards stress, pressure, and fear, but the Lord calls His children into peace. He invites weary souls to come close to Him and receive rest. He welcomes those who feel overwhelmed and strengthens them with His love. Sometimes life moves so quickly that people forget how deeply they need the presence of God. The soul becomes tired from carrying too much alone. The heart becomes weary from constant worry. But this morning, the Lord is calling you back into His peace. He is inviting you to breathe again, to trust again, to rest again. The peace of God does not mean that storms will never come. It means the storm no longer controls your heart, because God Himself is holding you steady. Even when circumstances remain uncertain, the Lord gives His children confidence that He is still working all things according to His purpose. Beloved, the Lord is strengthening you inwardly today. He is renewing your spirit where exhaustion has lingered too long. He is calming fears that have troubled your mind. He is restoring hope where discouragement once lived. His presence is bringing life back into weary places within your soul. The Lord delights in comforting His children. He is not distant from your struggles. He is not unaware of your pain. Every tear matters to Him. Every silent prayer reaches His heart. Every burden you carry is seen by the One who loves you completely. There are moments when the enemy tries to convince people that they are alone in their battles. But God continually reminds His children that heaven walks beside them. The Spirit of the Lord remains near during every challenge, every sorrow, and every uncertainty. You are deeply loved by the One who created you. As this morning continues, may your soul become anchored in the safety of God's presence. May peace begin to flow deeply through every troubled area of your heart. May the heaviness you carried into this day begin to lift. The Lord is surrounding you with divine comfort even now. Walking in faith means learning to trust God even when we cannot see the entire path ahead. Human understanding always wants complete answers, but faith chooses to believe that God remains faithful even when the future feels uncertain. The Lord never asks His children to walk by sight alone. He invites them to trust His heart even when they cannot fully understand His plans. There are seasons when life feels confusing, doors close unexpectedly, prayers seem delayed. Situations arise that we never anticipated. Yet even in those moments, the Lord continues to guide His people carefully. Nothing about your journey is outside His control. Every detail of your life remains in His hands. Walking in faith does not mean pretending that struggles do not exist. It means believing that God is greater than every struggle you face. Faith does not deny difficulty. It places confidence in the faithfulness of God despite difficulty. The Lord understands your fears, yet He continually calls you to trust Him more deeply. Sometimes faith grows strongest during seasons of uncertainty. When human strength becomes limited, the soul learns to depend more fully upon God. When answers are delayed, trust becomes deeper. When the future feels unclear, faith learns to rest in the character of God rather than visible circumstances. Beloved, heaven is watching over you even now. The Lord sees every step you take. His eyes remain upon your life continually. You are never forgotten. You are never abandoned. Even during moments when you feel weak, God continues to surround you with His care and protection. The angels of the Lord stand watch over those who trust in Him. Heaven is far more active around your life than you realize. God is protecting you in ways you cannot always see. There are dangers He has already shielded you from. There are battles He has already fought on your behalf without your awareness. Walking in faith means believing that God's protection remains upon your life even when fear tries to rise. The enemy wants people to focus only on visible problems, but faith lifts the eyes toward the greater reality of God's presence. Heaven is not distant from your struggles. The Lord is actively involved in every detail concerning you. This morning, may your faith become stronger than your fear. May trust rise above anxiety. May hope become louder than discouragement. The Lord has carried you through difficult seasons before, and He will continue to sustain you through every season ahead. There are times when people feel overwhelmed because they cannot see what lies ahead. But God already stands in your future. He already knows every challenge you will face and every blessing He has prepared for you. Nothing surprises Him. Nothing is beyond His ability to handle. The Lord desires for you to walk through life with quiet confidence in His care. Not arrogance, but peaceful assurance that your life rests securely in His hands. Even when storms arise around you, the Lord remains your anchor. Even when emotions become heavy, His peace continues to sustain you. Beloved, the Lord is teaching your heart to trust Him more deeply. Every season has purpose. Every delay carries meaning. Every difficult moment can become a place where faith grows stronger. God wastes nothing in the lives of His children. Even painful experiences can become part of the story He is writing through your life. Heaven watches over you with love today. The Lord is near to your heart. His Spirit walks beside you through every moment of this day. His peace is available for every anxious thought. His strength is available for every weakness. His comfort is available for every burden you carry. As you continue through this morning, may the presence of God remain close to your spirit. May His peace guard your heart and mind. May His strength renew your soul. May your faith continue to rise above fear. The Lord who has carried you this far will remain faithful to guide you through every moment ahead. His mercy continues every morning. His love never fails. His presence never leaves those who place their trust in Him.